Adam Collins here with Cricket Buzz Unplugged, and I'm thrilled to have back on the segment again Heather Knight, the England women's captain. Have you wintered well? It's freezing at the moment.
Yeah, I've had a lovely winter. Obviously, we had that World Cup out in the West Indies. There was a disappointment of losing that final, but didn't have too much time to dwell on it. I think I had 2 nights at home and it was straight to the Big Bash out there for the Hobart Hurricanes, and it was another brilliant tournament. Really enjoyed it, and then I came back about sort of 3 weeks ago now and head off to India next week.
It's a massive change, isn't it, in women's cricket? Now the Women's Big Bash League and the Kia Super League, the semi-professional domestic comps, you are travelling around the world a lot more, playing around the calendar.
Yeah, I haven't had many nights at home in my own bed, but that's a brilliant thing of where the women's game is at the moment. There's so much cricket to be played, and you see the standard and the development of the game keep pushing forward, which is what you want to see. I think it was obviously the best edition of the Women's Big Bash so far. I didn't play last year, missed out through injury, so yeah, you kind of see that development as you go on, and yeah, it's an exciting time to be a women's cricketer, obviously hopping around and getting to play for your country and play some domestic cricket as well.
Now Heather, a big week here at the National Cricket Centre at Loughborough, where you guys do all of your training, naming your contract list and your squads to tour India and Sri Lanka leaving next week. Let's start with the latter first. You're playing one days and T20s against India before going to Sri Lanka. How different is it playing against India now compared to what was a few years ago? That they seem to have really come on a long way.
Yeah, they have. And in the history of women's cricket, England women's cricket, we've never won an ODI series in India. So that's a big, obviously, challenge for us, the chance to make history as a team, to be that first team to do it. But they're playing very well. You've just seen they've beat New Zealand in their home conditions 2-1. They've really developed as a side. I think they've pushed forward since making that 2017 World Cup final. I think that's really sort of skyrocketed them to the next level. So they're going to be a really tough test. I think it's going to be a brilliant series. I imagine they'll put us on some slightly alien wickets to us, some slightly slower wickets like we played on when we toured there last winter. So it's going to be a real tough challenge for the girls, a really tough test. India presents sort of different challenges on the pitch, obviously with the conditions and off the pitch as well. So yeah, we're really excited to get out there and get our teeth stuck into it.
And a new fast bowler as well, so Freya Davies, who's been at university and played in that semi-professional Kia Super League the last few years, has forced her way not only onto the contract list but onto the plane for the subcontinent as well. A huge opportunity for her.
Yeah, so she'll join us towards the end of the India tour and primarily for that Sri Lanka tour. And I've played a lot of cricket with Freya, obviously at the Western Storm down in the West Country, and seen her develop over the last couple of years and seen how she's bowled in tough conditions for a seamer at times. We've played on a lot of very good tracks in Taunton, so she's got a good set of skills, brilliant slur ball, and is developing all the time and learning about herself. She obviously hasn't played any games for England at the moment, so it's going to be a debut tour and what an exciting time for her. And hopefully she gets the opportunity to get out there on the pitch and show what she can do.
Still a bit unclear what T20 cricket will look like for women in England in a couple of years' time, and likewise the 50-over competition, which has never gone to that next stage. How important is that you're able to have a T20 comp and a 50-over comp which are played at a similar type of tempo and pressure that the 100 will be played at, and what the Kia Super League has been the last couple of years?
Yeah, we don't know exactly what the sort of competition will look like in 2020 with the new domestic structure, but we've been told there's going to be some sort of domestic T20 competition and domestic 50 over competition that is hopefully going to sort of mimic the KSL and obviously bring in a new 50 over dimension, and that's brilliant. There's going to be the platform hopefully to feed into the national team and obviously give girls who at the moment don't have the opportunity to train and keep developing the opportunity to do that, whether it be semi-professional and ultimately hopefully professional. But yeah, it's great signs for the game, and we don't know what it will look like, but we're hopeful it's going to put the game in a good place in this country.
And before I let you go, I have to ask you about the Women's Ashes, which you're playing off for against Australia in the middle of the year. You drew with them last time around, so they were able to retain the trophy. Do you feel like you're close, or has that gap grown a little bit over the last year or so?
No, I do think we're close. We obviously got outplayed by them in the recent T20 World Cup final, and that's burned us as a side. It's burned me, I know it's burned Robbo, and I know it's burned the girls. So we're desperate to do well in those Ashes. We've got a lot of cricket before then, but it's going to be a massive summer. There's nothing better than playing an Ashes home series on your own soil and being successful. So yeah, the girls are desperate to be able to do that and compete, and I'm sure it'll be another brilliant series.
Start of a huge 29 for the England women's cricket team, a tour to the subcontinent, then the Women's Ashes. Heather Knight, good luck throughout. Thanks for joining Cricket Buzz.
Cool, thanks Adam.